Gifted Soul here. Today I am filming a video response to WyllowWynd's Thrifty, which is tagged for 100 questions nobody asked. It's just a fun little thing so that you can get to know me, and I saw it around and felt like, why not? I don't have anything else to do. Excuse me, I may look a mess. I have on a big t-shirt, so just being comfortable today. So I have the questions copied and pasted onto a laptop, a draft, and an email. So if I'm looking the opposite direction and not actually at you all, it is because I am looking at the questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into the first question. And the first question is, well, first, before I get started with that, I want to apologize if this shows up in the opposite direction. A few of my previous videos have been uploading in the opposite position, so this might be upside down, and I hope not. So fingers crossed. So let's get into the first one. Do you sleep with your closet doors open or closed? That would depend on a lot of different factors, but usually they are closed. Number 2, do you take shampoos and conditioner bottles from hotels? Well, I don't travel that much, but when I do, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I don't really get the experience often because, again, I don't really go anywhere that much. But yeah. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? It really doesn't matter to me as long as it's on the bed. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Have you stolen a street sign before? Can't say that I have. Do you like to use Post-it notes? I mean, if I have them around, yeah. Just to use as reminders, or sometimes I write little affirmations or Bible scriptures on them, just to give me a little motivation throughout the day or something like that. I'm not using any currently because I don't have any, but I think I'm gonna pick some up. Do you cut out coupons but then never use them? Yes. Like right now I have a drawer full of Subway coupons that have expired in April, and when I ended up wanting to use them right when they expired. So, and I still have them. For some reason I haven't thrown them away. But yeah. Would you rather be attacked by a big bear or a swarm of bees? I'm gonna go with a big bear because for some reason it just seems like you'll be able to get away from a bear. Like in movies and stuff, bears don't move that fast, at least in my opinion. Not that I've even ever seen a real bear before, but I really think there's a way for you to get out of that. But so because it's easier, I think, just by thinking about it, to get away from a bear, I would go, I would rather be attacked by a big bear. I mean, a swarm of bees, that could go either way because a lot of people are allergic to bees. Some don't even know that they're allergic to bees, and that could cause a deadly reaction. But a bear could also kill you. But for some reason, I feel like you would be able to handle a bear. And it might sound stupid, but in my head, it seems like the more logical decision. Do you have freckles? No, I don't, but I do have, you probably cannot see it in this video, I do have beauty marks. Like I have some on my arms There's some in my face, but again, you're not able to tell in this video. Yeah, so no freckles. I do have like a lot of bumps and bruises. Because you know you're rough growing up as a child and you play kind of rough and don't really have a care in the world. So do you always smile for pictures? I try to. I'm not a very, I wouldn't say not happy person, but I don't smile a lot, and it's not for any particular reason. I just don't smile. But for pictures, if I smile, I force myself, and you can tell whether it's forced or genuine. Unless it's a picture I'm taking of myself. Usually in pictures with other people, I am kind of forcing it. At school, a little short story time on that. At school, I would, like, the teachers, even in high school, the teachers and a lot of the classmates and students did little crazy little small things because to try to get me to laugh and smile. That's how much I didn't smile. I would walk around and not even try to. I'm a nice person. I don't know what it was. I just don't like to smile. But yeah, they would do little things like baby things, even like sticking their tongues and stuff out just to try to get me to laugh or smile, because they never really seen me do that before. And I'm still kind of like that today, but I've gotten better about it. What is your biggest pet peeve? I think I know what it is, but there's like a lot of them, so I'm trying to pick which one is at the top. My biggest pet peeve would have to be, I guess, liars, but I think that's pretty much everybody's pet peeve. But I don't like when people lie about small things, like things that, I mean, there's no reason to even lie about. Honesty, whether big or small, I feel like is the best policy. Yeah, so I guess it would have to be lying. I do have others. I just can't think of them right now. Yeah. Do you ever count your steps when you walk? Not really. Have you peed in the woods? I believe at some point we all have. Yes, I have definitely peed in the woods, or even on the side of the road or something like that. It's been a while. Have you ever pooped in the woods? No, because that's a lot more messier, a lot more smellier. So I try to hold that for another time, another place. The woods is not the best place to do that. It's not even the best place to urinate, but I would rather pee than poop in the woods. Do you ever dance if there's no music playing? Yeah, if I'm in a good mood. Do you chew your pens and pencils? I can't say that I have it and that I don't. I just don't do it much. It's a bad habit. I wouldn't recommend it, especially if other people have touched them, because there's germs everywhere. So yeah. How many people have you slept with this week? Depends on what you mean by slept with. If you're meaning like in a sexual sense, I've only been sleeping with the same person for about 7 years now, almost 7 years, and there's none of that this week. It's a pretty complicated relationship, so I don't get to, we don't I mean, we see each other enough, but it's not often. So, yeah. If you mean just slept with, like somebody sleeping next to you, he was the last person to sleep next to me. But oftentimes I have nieces and nephews and they like to sleep next to me or near me. Okay. Is it okay for guys to wear pink? Absolutely. I don't really think that a certain color of whatever you choose to wear, I don't really think that it identifies you as who you are. It doesn't matter what color you wear. It doesn't make a guy any less of a man to wear pink. Pink looks actually amazing on a lot of guys. So yeah. Do you still watch cartoons? Yes, I do. I don't watch them often. There's only like a select few cartoons that I could watch without getting bored or without wanting to find something else to watch. So yeah, and I'm stuck watching cartoons sometimes when I don't want to watch them because my niece and my nephews, they like to watch cartoons. What is your least favorite movie? I don't know. I mean, I watch movies, but I mean, there's not a whole lot that I've watched that I didn't like. I'm gonna go. A lot of people like Star Wars. It's okay, but that is one of the very popular movie series out there, and I don't really care for it, but it's okay. So I guess Star Wars would be the answer to that. And I've just, okay, I lost my place. Where would you bury hidden treasure if you had some? That's a good question. I honestly do not know. I'm kind of bad at hiding things because I hide something and then I go to look for it later and forget where I hid it. Like if I'm hiding it from somebody else or from myself, like it'll take me like an hour to find it again. So honestly, I wouldn't really bury it. I would probably put it in a place where you would think not to look, but I wouldn't actually really go through a lot just to like hide it. What do you drink with dinner? That depends. Usually water, iced tea, lemonade, Gatorade. Every once in a blue moon, I might have a glass of wine with dinner. It all just depends on what I'm having. What do you dip a chicken nugget in? Okay, so sweet and sour sauce is the top sauce that I use to dip any, really just about any type of fried meat in. Barbecue sauce or ketchup. But nuggets, I like more sweet and sour sauce with nuggets, especially if they're from McDonald's. What is your favorite food? My favorite food. I have lots of those, but I know a lot of people probably say this, but I do enjoy pizza. I am kind of getting tired of it now because it's one of my go-tos for now for some reason. But yeah. What movies could you watch over and over again and still love? The Twilight series, with, what is her name? Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. I like that series because it actually kind of, in a way, it kind of explains different relationships in my personal life. So, yeah. Because, you know, Bella and Edward, Edward is kind of forbidden fruit. And I'm going to be honest and say that I have that in my life right now. Last person you kissed and kissed you, that would be the guy that I mentioned in the question about how many people you've slept with this week. He is, like I said, it's complicated, but he is my only partner. He would be I kiss my nieces and my nephews on the forehead or on the cheek sometimes. But it had to, if you're meaning like in a romantic sense, it was him. It could have been my youngest nephew. He turned 1 last month. So yeah. But if you mean like on the lips or something like that, that would be the guy that I've mentioned. Would you ever, I can't read. Were you ever a boy Girl Scout? Yes, I was a Girl Scout. My sister was a Girl Scout as well. We started, I think, in like the 1st or 2nd grade, and then we ended around the 5th or the 6th. We took lots of different trips. Of course, we sold cookies, and we did a lot of nature stuff. We went fishing, things like that. I actually really miss being a Girl Scout, even though I'm older. But yeah, I would love to relive being a Girl Scout. We had lots of fun. Would you ever strip or pose nude in a magazine? To be honest, it would depend on the amount of money that they're willing to pay, but at the same time, I have body dysmorphia, so I don't really know how well that would go for me, because it don't matter how much money you pay. At the end of the day, I'm probably still gonna be afraid. So overall, I guess no. It just depends. When was the last time you wrote a letter to someone on paper? That would be to the guy that I've mentioned about 2 or 3 times. But I don't think I gave it to him though. But I have written letters before giving it to him. It's not like he's in a different country or anything like that, but I just like to write to him. When was the last time that I wrote one and gave it to him? It wasn't even a letter. It was like a brief little thing. I gave it to him with a gift. It was I think it was in April. I'm not sure. So Can you change the oil on a car? No. I mean, I can try, but I don't think I can do it. Ever gotten a speeding ticket? Well, I don't really drive, so that would be a no. Any time that I have driven, I've never gotten a ticket, mostly because I'm probably driving slow. So a speeding ticket, no. Ever ran out of gas? Again, I don't really drive, and any experience I've had with anybody else that drive, no. What's your favorite kind of sandwich? Have a few of those, but I'm gonna go with Philly steak cheese just because it is on my mind and I want one. Best thing to eat for breakfast? That would depend on my mood. I sometimes would go for Special K Red Berry cereal. A bowl of cereal is always good any time of the day, really. Or sometimes I have leftovers for breakfast. And sometimes I do cook a big breakfast, which is pancakes, eggs, bacon. Sometimes I might have a yogurt. Sometimes I might have a fruit bowl, or yeah, it just depends. What is your usual bedtime? My usual bedtime, I don't have one, to be honest. I really get in bed when I feel like it, basically. Nowadays, I am going, it doesn't matter how early or how late I go to sleep, I end up waking up very early, and I don't know why. I've been having problems sleeping for a while. But yeah, nowadays, I might go to bed at around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it may be 5 or 6 before I go to sleep. Are you lazy? Yes. I think, again, that's something that everybody is every once in a while, at least. There's just some things you don't feel like doing sometimes. So when you were a kid, what did you dress up as for Halloween? I have dressed up as a cheerleader, a princess. I think that's it. A princess was my usual costume as a kid. What is your Chinese astrological sign? I'm going to be honest with you, and I should know this being a reader, but I don't, because astrology is not my main thing. So I don't know, but I was born January 28th, 1995. So if you would like to let me know, if you know, leave a comment and let me know. How many languages can you speak? Okay, so English is obviously my primary language, but I learned sign language early on in my life. As a Girl Scout, we learned sign language, so I do remember bits and pieces of it. Throughout the years, I've been doing a little studying over sign language, so I can do a little sign language, if that counts. I went to a school once when I was around the sixth grade and half of 7th grade. I went to this school, and we had Spanish classes in the 6th grade. We had to take it then. I don't know why that school did that, because my other school, which is a school I've always gone to aside from that year and a half, yeah, we had to take Spanish, but the other school I went to didn't have to do that, not in that grade anyway. So because that school, there were more Spanish people, I guess you could say, there, so I picked up a lot of words there. At one point I was pretty fluent because most of my friends there were Mexican, and you can't help but learn. So I can speak a little Spanish. I'm not fluent, not anymore, but I can speak a little. And that's it. Do you have any magazine subscriptions? No, not at the moment. My mom does. She has, it's like a little place where you get furniture, home interior type of things. She loves that type of stuff. You can get electronics and stuff there too, I believe. It's called Finger Hut, and I don't know how often they get the magazine, but I guess they get it every once in a while. Which are better, Legos or Lincoln Logs? Legos, I'm sorry, but those things are annoying. My niece and my nephews, well, my nephews, the youngest one, he has the whole box of them. And let me tell you, those things are a hassle to pick up. You step on one, good luck with that. It really hurts. Legos are, to me, they're dangerous. Yes, there's a way to put them up, I guess, but Lincoln Logs, I guess, would be better because they're not as dangerous. And yeah, who is better, Leno or Letterman? I'm gonna have to go back to that, and I skipped the whole question anyway. So 43, are you stubborn? Yes, I am an Aquarius. And most, if not all of us, are very stubborn. You can tell me, you can give me advice about anything. I don't care if the facts are obvious and in my face. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that's not a good thing sometimes, but I can't help it. So number 44, I'm gonna skip and come back to that. Number 45, ever watched soap operas? Yes, growing up, I watched Days of Our Lives, Passions. My grandpa, before he passed, which he passed in 2016, but you know, before he got sick and everything, the way he did, he would watch, I think, All My Children, Young and the Restless, yeah. But yeah, me and my sisters grew up watching mostly Days of Our Lives or Passion. Are you afraid of heights? It depends on what I'm jumping from. I guess not, but at the same time, yes. Do you sing in the car? I used to do that a lot. I would go with sometimes, yes. Do you sing in the shower? Of course. Do you dance in the car? I don't know. That depends. I mean, if I'm singing, yeah, I might do a little movement, but ever used a gun? Okay, so have I ever used a gun? No. I've seen guns in person. My dad has one, just a 22. And funny story that I would make a story time about, maybe if you request story time. So I'm not going to do that yet, but my grandma has a little, I don't know what kind it is, but it's a little pistol. And yeah, definitely something you're going to want to hear about. But yeah, I'm terrified to be around guns. Yeah. I have a taser, if that counts. Last time you got a portrait taken by a photographer? That would literally have to have been when we were doing senior photos in high school. That was about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, that was the last ones that I've taken by a professional. Do you think musicals are cheesy? They can be a bit boring, but I wouldn't say cheesy. Is Christmas stressful? I know it was for me last year for a lot of reasons. If you're talking about on an emotional level, it is when you feel like you're by yourself and you're depressed and a lot of different emotions come up. Maybe certain people that are no longer in your life. Yeah, so in that sense, it can be stressful. Ever ate a pierogi? I know what that is, but I don't at the same time. But more than likely I probably have. I literally would have to look that up. Favorite type of fruit pie? I'm gonna have to go with blueberry or peach. Occupations you wanted to be when you were a kid? A lot of different things. I wanted at one point to be a police officer, which I obviously don't want to be that anymore. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a nurse. I still do want to be a nurse, kind of. A teacher. A mom, if that's an occupation. It is, I believe. I want to be a mother and a wife. So yeah. Do you believe in ghosts? Me being a spiritual person and gifted and talking to people who have crossed over from time to time, yes, I do believe in ghosts. Yeah. And some stories that my dad told me not that long ago, actually, about he saw my grandmother, his mom, at the foot of, my parents, at the foot of their bed one night, and she told him something. I wouldn't say she was a ghost, but it depends. Ghosts and spirits, I kind of think, are two different things. Ghosts are like a more negative way of describing a spirit. The spirit is just a spirit, if that makes sense. Ever have a deja vu feeling? Of course. Do you take a vitamin daily? Not at the moment. Although I have been on a few different medications recently for some health issues. Do you wear slippers? Sometimes, I guess. I don't have a pair right now, so I guess that would be no. Do you wear a bathrobe? Not really. I do have a robe, but it's like sexy type of robe. It's not like hop out of the shower and put it on. It's like sleep in it when your partner's over or something like that. What do you wear to bed? See, it's not always the same. I'm gonna be honest and say sometimes I go completely nude. Sometimes I might just be in, a bra and a pair of underwear, a t-shirt. Yeah. What was your first concert? I've never been to one, unfortunately. Walmart, Target, or Kmart? Walmart, because you can find everything in Walmart, just about. Target, there's none nearby. There's not even a Walmart or a Kmart nearby, but the closest here would be Walmart. Out of the three, I would choose Walmart. Nike or Adidas. I'm going to go with Nike. Cheetos or Fritos. I love Cheetos, but occasionally I'll have the chili, I think it's called chili cheese flavor Fritos. I like those, but I enjoy Cheetos more. Peanuts or sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds. And let me tell you something funny. Growing up as a kid, I used to always eat the whole thing, shell and all, because they have flavoring on them. So I thought, well, shouldn't we be able to eat the whole thing? And so later I found out that you were just supposed to crack open the shell and eat the seed. So yeah. Ever hear of the group Thrifty? No. Ever take dance lessons? It's not dance lessons, but I was in a dance group, if that counts. Is there a profession you picture your future spouse doing? Not really. I guess not. Maybe an Uber driver. I don't know. I mean, he has a lot of, well, we're talking about future spouse. I'm not married or anything, but I'm just talking about my current partner. He has a lot of potential, certainly, but I'm not really sure what I would see him doing. Can you curl your tongue? I don't think so. And it's probably because of this thing right here. It makes it hard to do a lot of stuff. Do you regular, wait, I'm skipping questions. Ever want a spelling bee? I'm pretty good at spelling, but I want to say I did, but it was when I was very, 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 very young, maybe around the first grade. I can't remember that far back at the moment. Have you ever cried because you were happy? Yes. Own any record albums? Don't think so. Own a record player? No. Do you regularly burn incense? I haven't burned an incense in a while, because while they are helpful to burn, and especially while I'm doing my readings, they make the energy clearer, and they also help me to focus better, as well as giving more accurate insight. But I don't think that incense are a good idea to burn 24/7 for a lot of different reasons. Ever been in love? Of course. Now, for me, it's not easy for me to fall in love, but it is it's pretty hard for me to fall in love. And it's a lot harder for me to fall out of it. I am in love now, and love can do some crazy things. Who would you like to see in concert? That's one I'm gonna have to come back to. Well, what's the last concert you saw? Again, I've never been to one. Hot tea or cold tea? Now, hot tea is something I usually only drink when I'm sick, when I'm under the weather. So it would have to be cold tea. Tea or coffee? That would depend on my mood. Because I drink tea more than I drink coffee. Coffee is like a every once in a while thing for me. So it would have to be tea. Sugar cookies or snickerdoodles are just about the same thing. Snickerdoodles just have added stuff in it. I guess sugar cookies. Can you swim well? I make it work. I have a birth injury to where I can't do a whole lot of things with my right arm. So swimming is difficult for me with that alone. So, but I can make it work, but I'm not a swimmer like that because of that fact. Can you hold your breath without holding your nose? Let's see. Hold your breath without holding your nose. Oh, okay. I did that completely wrong. Yeah. Are you patient? Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and answer that. No. DJ band or band at a wedding. I would say a band because a band is more intimate than a DJ. A DJ is more for something like a party or something. And a wedding is, I wouldn't exactly call a wedding a party. Everyone a contest. Yes. I was actually prom queen for my senior year. There was a contest when I was in elementary school where we were doing these little different things where they did a drawing for, they did different drawings, and one was for being the principal for the day. I didn't win that one, but I did win the one where you have to purchase a ticket and enter the drawing. It was one for, it was like a big thing of sour punch Twizzlers, the small kind. It was a big thing of it, and I won those. Won a few other contests, but I can't really remember. Oh yeah, I won an Apple iPad around the first time they came out. I did a stupid thing and let a friend borrow it, and she never gave it back. I still love her, but never forgot about that. Let's see. Have you ever had plastic surgery? No, and I don't plan on doing it. Again, I do have body dysmorphia, but not to the point where I'm gonna do plastic surgery. Which are better, black or green olives? Black, I guess. Can you knit or crochet? I can knit, and I can sew. Best room for a fireplace? I would say a den. Do you want to get married? Of course. If married, how long have you been married? So I'm not married, never been married. Who was your high school crush? I have to be honest. I didn't really have a crush. I mean, I thought people were cute here and there, but I didn't ever really just have a solid crush like somebody I really wanted to be with. Do you cry and throw a fit until you get your own way? No, I didn't even do that as a kid. Do you have kids? No, I don't. I do have a niece and nephews, which I do consider to be my own kids for the time being. Do you want kids? Of course. Both my sisters have them, so we're just wondering when my time is coming. I'm kind of in the midst of trying to get that checked out. I don't really think that I actually can have children, so I'm going to go get that checked. I am still young, so it may not be my time yet, but I just have a deep feeling there, because a lot of other people think it too, even my partner. They don't think I can have kids, and I don't believe I can either. What is your favorite color? Blue. Growing up it was blue and green, but now it's really just any shade of blue. Do you miss anyone right now? Yes, I miss two people. I miss my grandma. She passed when I was around 3 or 4 years old. And I miss my partner. Who are you going to tag to do this video next? And I cannot believe I just answered all these questions. I'm at the last one. It was a couple I said I would go back to, but I'm not sure which ones that was yet. It was about the pierogi and there was something else. And Lenny or Leno. I will answer those, I guess, in a later video or maybe in the comments. Who are you going to tag to do this video next? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. So yeah, I'll copy and paste the questions in the description. I'm hoping this doesn't upload upside down like my other ones have. So yeah, this was fun. Very interesting to answer. So yeah, I guess anybody that wants to do it, I'll tag. I don't know. I'll put the questions in the description box, and the link to the original video. This is a very long one, so this one probably will not upload right away. I'm having connection issues, so it'll upload, but it'll probably take all day long. So do know that I did do this earlier, but it just uploads very slow. So yeah, that was the 100 questions. Nobody asked. And yeah, I think it was pretty fun. So yeah, I hope that you all, or somebody else chooses to do this. Oops, it's pretty fun, easy. And yeah, so I wish you all love and light. As always, you can find information on how to contact me in the description, about readings and things like that. So yeah, I hope you all are having a safe weekend. Love and light.